Here's a $10 bill. It's got the picture of Alexander Hamilton on the front of it. You know, it's kind of sad. When I was 10 years old, everything that I could buy for $1 now costs about $10. That's the cost of inflation. It's just paper. It's not backed by anything. You can't exchange it for gold and silver. You used to, but you can't do that anymore. And that's unfortunate. You know, pirates wouldn't accept this. Pirates, they wanted gold and silver. Patriots, the founders of this nation, also wanted gold and silver coin. In fact, they put a provision in the Constitution, 17 words, that said states could only make gold and silver coins tender within the states. That's why I wrote this new book, Pirate Money, Discovering the Founders' Hidden Plan for Economic Justice and Defeating the Great Reset. It will explain exactly the history of money and exactly why gold and silver coins can be made modern with new technology and a useful monetary system. PirateMoneyBook.com. We're speaking with Scott Shepard of the Free Enterprise Project, and we're talking about how America's corporations have gone far to the left, how they've been captured literally using our money to turn America against traditional American values. You know, and we're not asking for them to go right of center so far. I mean, sure, I love Hobby Lobby and I love Chick-fil-A and some of the stances that some of these corporations have taken, although not necessarily all that pure, maybe Hobby Lobby more than Chick-fil-A. But nevertheless, I don't want conservative Christian Coke. I want a Coke and a smile. And I want my company that I invest in to serve all of its customers. I want it to make as much money as possible that's legal, that's in line with American future and so forth. But I don't want a corporation cramming down values on all their customers and their shareholders. But this is what's happening. We're seeing it happen in Europe. We're seeing it happen in the United States. Is it lost? Are we done? Is American corporations or the global corporations, are they all taken over? Do we have no recourse?
Well, thank you for making the point, Kevin, that we absolutely, you and we and others of our allies, don't want to make corporations conservative bastions anymore, because that would both violate the law and violate the entire purpose of capitalism. The purpose of capitalism is, and the mechanisms of capitalism, the purpose of corporations is to allow everybody to be able to be fractional owners of giant concerns and make the same kind of money that the big guys do. But in order for that to work, there has to be absolute political neutrality in corporations. The only things that they can get involved in for politics are things that will enhance the value for the baseline shareholder, which is to say, they can get involved in politics to keep their taxes low. They can get involved in politics to keep onerous regulation away from them. They can't get into politics either to support or oppose abortion. That's just nothing to do with a corporation. And so that's the first point. And to the second point, you know, as a global matter, China's going to do what China does, and it's never going to be to our long-term benefit. I think we've made some value in the trading arrangement, but then we find out that MSCI's indexes and BlackRock's funds, for instance, support companies that literally make the technology for the Chinese military that makes the nukes that are aimed at our houses. The Europeans and the Canadians have turned ESG into, at a legal level, the centerpiece of their corporate law. So we in the United States, as usual, have to be the bastion of liberty. We have to be the people who say, no, this obviously doesn't work. We're not going to go along with it. And by our not going along with it and being much more successful, we're going to force you all to recognize reality. But if we don't do that, the way the Biden administration wants us not to do that, then the economic engine of the globe will have been, if not broken entirely, certainly run too hot. Or run too cold. Well, however I finished that analogy.
What it means is there will be increased poverty. What it means is that there will be people who have food shortages and energy shortages and all of the progress that we've seen over the last 100 years or so will be reversed, and we'll go back to where there are elitists controlling everything and the rest of us kind of subsiding at best.
Well, that's exactly what. I mean, all of these clowns who fly their private jets to Davos in the middle of the winter at the top of Switzerland to eat Wagyu beef and be in these warm 5-star hotels. what these people, fairly explicitly want is for them to be able to be the world class of global nobility who can live at those standards, and for the rest of us to, they've said it flat out, own nothing and like it. And they don't mean that in the sense of, no, you genuinely like it. You're going to like it, buddy. And that's the future they have in mind for us.
So how do we work together better to push back? I mean, we've started the NSIC Institute where we train financial advisors using the continuing education requirement process to where advisors can get continuing education, and it won't be woke nonsense. It'll be how to preserve liberty, security, and values, which is what most investors want. They don't want this ESG nonsense. When we've done the polls, they say, I want things that promote my family, support my country, support my liberty, provide for my future. I mean, these are the things they want, good returns that are in line with their values. So how do we work together? Because you at National Center and what you're doing there, and we've got some good investment management alternatives, Timothy Plan, which is a sponsor of this program, and then Strive and others that are pioneering in giving people more what they want in investments. How do we work better together?
Well, you can continue with a Bud Light or a Disney or a Target opportunity. You can continue to use your money that way, and make sure to know let the local franchisees or whoever you can be in touch with exactly why you're doing that, because that matters. But with regard to the investment opportunities that you just mentioned, as it happens, the National Center, the Free Enterprise Project, has put together a new app. It's called Proxy Navigator, that we've teamed up with an organization called Iconic, so that if you download this app and you go through the fairly simple process, you can make sure that all of the companies that you own, that are your proxy votes, will be voted in accord with the National Center's recommendations. If you want to see past recommendations, we've written a publication about that each year. But you can vote according to your right of center interest now using the Proxy Navigator app. Make sure to do that. Make sure to be in touch with corporations. Make sure if you use an investment advisor, make sure that an investment advisor knows about this extra opportunity to vote your values at corporations.